Hello, everyone. Leroy Kamola here with you. Hope you're doing all right on this beautiful Friday evening. But it's not a regular Friday night game. It is Friday Night Lights, legit Friday Night Lights, as we are ready to have the playoffs ahead of us. Taylorville taking on the Rochester Rockets, who come into this game 8-1. Taylorville trying to pick up a win against a team with a winning record, something that they've not been able to do yet this year, but they look to start the postseason nothing and nothing, and that's the way that we're looking moving forward. My name is Leroy Kamola. Joining me is my partner, Reed Cam. Reed, how are you this evening?
I am doing great. I'm excited for this game. These are two teams, of course, not too far from each other, so a lot of Taylorville supporters, which is great to see, and it should be an exciting evening. Looking forward to a playoff game that certainly has a lot on the line, and more than just a spot in the next round and continuing each team's season.
100%. When you look at this team and what they've been able to do, they really had a great comeback win last week against Civic Memorial, where they trailed 17-7 at halftime. They were able to really come around and pick up a win there as they played a great second half. I joked with Coach Jeb Odom that I didn't want to really be in that locker room at halftime, but Jeb said, look, it was the seniors that really stepped up and said, look, we don't want our season to end right here, and they really did. They're going to have to do that again here against a very tough Rochester team. I was saying Mount Zion because Rochester played Mount Zion week 2, picked up a 28-24 win against Mount Zion in what was a well-heated battle. So Taylorville will have their work cut out for them here. But listen, Taylorville's done a really good job of playing these tough teams close, especially in the first half. And the Mount Zion game, they played against Mount Zion very well. A couple plays go different. That interception throw that Isaac threw at the end there, but otherwise than that, for the most part, Taylorville played against Mount Zion very well.
Yeah, they've really stepped up when they've had to, at least in the first half against some of these tougher teams. Taylorville will need a good start in this game against Rochester if they want a chance at really competing against them.
Yes, absolutely. And so, when you look at this team and what they've been able to do, it really comes down to just getting out of the gates really well. We'll have keys to the game here a little bit later on and what we're talking about. But, when you look at this team and what they've been able to do, it's going to come down to really how quickly they can get out of the gates, and it's going to be a really tough thing for them. But they're going to have to be up to the challenge here tonight on the road in Rochester. All right, we're going to send it down to actually, we're going to stay here for a moment as we get ready for our national anthem. But excited to be here this evening. A full crowd here in front of us as we get ready for this Taylorville Rochester Rockets first round of the playoffs. Again, Rochester coming in 8-1, Taylorville coming in 5-4, and again, Taylorville being able to pull up a huge win last week against Civic Memorial. As look, hello everyone.
That's us.
Glad to see you. But we're excited for this one, and what should be a really good game. Taylorville going to have to utilize their rushing attack that they have, that three-headed monster that they've really come in and done well with. Spencer Brown, Lee Owen Mateer, and Dawson Jenkins.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all three of them. They've been really effective. They stepped up in that second half. I think Jeb Odom or whomever made that decision there made a good call to really focus on the running game. They were a lot more consistent in that sense. They were able to get first downs, every few plays and keep drives alive. There was never really a threat that they weren't going to, especially in that second half against Civic. So I expect that they'll want to run and probably will run as well, a run-heavy offense in this game against Rochester.
When we look at this team and what they've been able to do, a lot of it comes down to the players that they have. Guys like Maddox Severa, who's really been a huge force to this team as far as just being a good weapon, especially on defense. He's able to just read the ball really well. We're going to take a quick break here for our national anthem. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Back in just a moment.
And respectfully direct your attention to the flag at the southeast corner of the playing field as our Rochester High School Marching Rockets, under the direction of Mr. Chris Gunn, leads us in our national anthem.
Good evening, Tornado.
To get things going, and again, they're going to need their big weapons to really step up here this evening. Guys like Maddox Rivera, who has really been a big force for Taylorville, especially on defense. Really just a big piece of that defense as far as being able to see the ball really well.
Yes, he saw the ball well. He read plays well. He was so good at getting to the ball carrier and making those tackles. That's something that Taylorville struggled with earlier in the season. So the fact that they're able to make those plays, and in that second half against Civic Memorial, at times it made the difference between maybe Civic punting versus keeping a drive alive. So that was a big deal last week, and he'll want a good game again tonight.
Owen Materi, another big name for this Taylorville Tornado football team. He's really led the rushing attack the last couple of weeks, as he was a big force in that Mount Zion game and even last week against Civic Memorial, but a guy who was just able to just find holes and make the other team make mistakes.
Yeah, it's been an effective running game from him as well all season long. He's been really consistent, and there's really never been, at least for me, any point where I doubted him, thought, well, do you really want to hand the ball to him? Now, certainly it's good to mix it up, but I think he's been really trustworthy all throughout the season.
All eyes are going to be on Cameron Smith this evening. The new quarterback for Taylorville has had a couple games under his belt now and is starting to get a little bit more comfortable on the field as the Taylorville Tornado football team come out onto the field. And glad to have them out here as they get ready to go. But Taylorville Tornado is excited to get ready to go here and see what they can bring for this Taylorville crowd that's made the drive. It's a short drive, only about 25 minutes from Taylorville, so a lot of Taylorville faithful have made the trip out here, and they're ready to go. But, man, excited for this team and what they can bring. Anyway, Cameron Smith for Taylorville has been an absolute needing to be an absolute force tonight. He's been really solid on the run game. He has made some mistakes in his throwing patterns, just a little bit too eager on some of those throws. But for the most part, he's settled in very well, and Taylorville's utilized that rushing attack a lot, especially in that second half last week against Civic Memorial, and it worked for them.
Yeah, and in terms of Cameron Smith, I mean, there have been some mistakes, but I've seen there has been worse from Taylorville earlier this season. So coming in on no notice whatsoever, in the second half of that game against, I think it was Charleston, and having to make those adjustments quickly, I'd give him a lot of credit for what he was able to do. Certainly, he struggled in some ways in that game against Civic last week. They took some of the load away from him, which I think was a good decision. So I'm sure he'll have learned plenty after 2.5 games in action. So he'll be looking for something else tonight.
All right, let's get to our keys of the game here this evening and see what Taylorville needs to do in order to pick up a win here this evening as we take a look at the main focus for this Taylorville Tornado team. And, again, the super keys of the game. That's right, because we're Superman out here. But our keys of the game, look, forget the stats, forget the scores. Go out there, play Taylorville football the way that you know. Play the game the way that you need to, and go out there and don't worry about what the score says. Don't worry about how good Rochester has been. Treat this game as both teams are 0-0. Go out there and play the game the way that you know. Don't let your feet off the gas. Look, they are going to wear you down. Taylorville's been really, really good, especially in the first quarter generally. Keep that up tonight. Don't let your foot off the gas. You need to play 4 full quarters of football. And then finally, have fun. Look, might be your last game of the season. Might be might keep going. But have fun. Embrace the environment. Enjoy it a little bit. Go out there and play the football game the way that you need to. And for Taylorville, those are the big super keys of the game. Reed, anything else that you'd like to add for this Taylorville team before we get started here tonight?
Well, I commend the costume, but I am also in costume, sort of.
That is true.
I was meant to be. So I was meant to be Chico Marks. Now the thing is it's a little hard to wear the headset and his iconic hat, which is why I'm not wearing the hat. Actually, I put it out of my reach, as we were a little tight in space over here. But no, I'm supposed to be Chico Marks. So maybe I'll bring a little bit of him out as the game goes on. But no, it's certainly a good point. I don't think there's a way to frame the keys to the game in I don't know. Oh, no, oh my gosh! No, that is a good one right there. No, that is good. I will say though, the lights have gone down here in Rochester as we're set for an amazing introduction here. Yeah, there you got the shot now.
Well, and I'll tell you, Taylorville used to play Rochester in the Central State 8. The two teams knew each other very, very well. They play each other in football every year, but have not played each other in quite a while. And actually, when you look at the teams as far as they've played, 0-6 in the series, 0-2 in the playoffs. Last time these two teams faced off against each other was even before I got here, 2018, when Rochester won 64-26 in the quarters. Otherwise, they played in 2013. Rochester won 42-7. So last time that these two teams played was 2018. Taylorville lost the last 2 years. Their best record was in 2015-2019, where they went 11-1. But Jeb Odom, 17th season for him, 91-74 overall tie, or second in school history, 7 wins from tying Mr. Albertson with 98. So Taylorville looking to get things going here this evening against a very dangerous Rochester team. First time we've been out here to Rochester, and what a fantastic intro and entrance for this Rockets team. An absolute awesome sight to see. As here come the Rochester Rockets as they come onto the field, and they're excited to go. And Rochester struggled last year in the playoffs. They got upset in the first round last year. They're looking to have a little bit better of a playoff season this year. They're going to have a road that starts here tonight against this Taylorville Tornado team. All right, so again, while these two teams played often against each other in basketball and baseball, they don't really play each other in football, so it should be a good matchup. We're going to take one last break. When we come back, we'll have much more as we get ready for the kickoff. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to stay here for sponsors. I want to thank our sponsors who allow us to be here. Senior Citizens of Christian County, exclusive sponsor of the Taylorville Tornado timeout, and then TCCU, official sponsor of our Extra Point. McDonald's, I'm loving it. We love the Tornadoes, and they love the Tornadoes, and we love McDonald's. Skewers Coffee, who donate $10 for every touchdown that has been scored on the season. What are we looking at?
Oh, so we got 40 touchdowns so far, so that's $400.
$400, fantastic. And don't forget to join us for the Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game, which we will announce at the end of tonight's broadcast as well. We are excited for Taylorville Tornado football. Hope you guys are as well as we start the playoffs. Glad to have you with us here. Again, want to wish you a very, very happy Halloween. If you are taking your kids off and listening to us on the radio, or if you're at home watching on Tommy TV, a big shout out to Grayson Bauman, who's listening this evening. Grayson's sitting at home, and
hi, Grayson.
Central A&M's been eliminated from the playoffs, so he said he was going to listen tonight, and so we're going to give him a shout out. And Grayson, glad to have you listening, man. Hope you're having a good night, sitting at home doing absolutely nothing. You should be here with us. No, I'm just kidding. We need a spotter, right? We need a guy who can sit here and spot for us. No, fantastic. But Taylorville getting ready to go. Rochester won the coin toss, I believe, as they will set to receive.
Yep, that's right. They won the coin toss, chose to receive.
All right. So with that being said, we'll get ready for Taylorville Tornado football, and excited to have you here with us as we do. Rochester getting ready to return this one, and we'll be excited for the kickoff here. Back is Corbin Gregory on the near side, and on the far side is Cornell Gregory. So Corbin and Cornell Gregory on the field. Cordell is also on this team. So Corbin, Cornell, and Cordell. And here's the kick. It's to the near side.
Has that gone out of bounds?
And
Yeah, the flag is out.
Yeah,
I think
so
it went out of
at
bounds.
the 2-yard line. That'll set up really, really good field position for Rochester to start their drive. The big shout out to the scoreboard. It's all gravestones and cemetery stuff. Fantastic, fantastic. Love it here, man. It's awesome.
The atmosphere so far has been absolutely incredible. The start for Taylorville, not so much. We knew they would need a good start here, and now Rochester is going to set up at the 35-yard line.
All right, so here we go as Rochester will start their drive. Rochester uses a multitude of different quarterbacks in their gameplay. And first play is a handoff. It's going to go right up the middle, gets through the first line, but can't get farther as Corbin Gregory gets tripped up and taken down for a gain of about 6 on the play.
So that was J.P. Leonard who lined up under center, and he does so again.
So Leonard sets up in the shotgun, looking to hand off here. And it's a throw over to the right-hand side. It's going to be caught. Breaks down to the 50, then down to the 45-40. One man to beat, and he's going to run into him and then still stay up, and then finally gets pushed out of bounds around the 12 or 13, around the 15-yard line. And Rochester playing hurry up here as they try to punch it in right away quickly first.
Yeah, that was Caden Stout.
Go ahead. The ball was set at the 14. Caden Stout in there on that one. And again, now on the ball in the far hash mark. Another handoff that gets through the front line. Push, and then down around the 6-yard line on that run from Caden Stout.
Yeah, not the start Taylorville would have wanted with, of course, kicking off out of bounds and then the long play that they gave up.
Far hash mark for Leonard and the Rockets. Handoff. Right side. Or no, he didn't hand off. He held onto it himself, takes it in, and Tanner Beal scores on that one. It's 6-0. Tanner Beal on the 14-yard run makes it a 6-0 lead for Rochester.
Dream start for them. A couple of good plays there as J.P. Leonard, of course, keeps it himself this time. Rochester kept it on the ground at the end there outside of the big play earlier.
So they'll get ready to kick here as Cody Strawn to kick. Strawn's kick is up. And it's still in the air 8 days later. No, that was a fantastic kick that went through, and it's 7-0. All right, quick 7-0 lead for Rochester. We'll see what Taylorville can do to match when we come back. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, watching us on Tommy TV. Welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Football. Leroy Clamola alongside Reed Kamai as Rochester will get ready to kick off to Taylorville. Spencer Brown, Malik Pierce back for Taylorville. What a great start for Rochester. They raced down the field quickly, 60 yards in a minute.
Yeah, and Taylorville just felt like they were behind the ball, especially on that big play earlier and playing catch-up literally and figuratively.
So, get ready to go here as they look to try to get something going here on this kickoff. Kick is up from Cody Strawn. And on the near side is Spencer Brown to the 10, 15, 20. And then gets absolutely manhandled by Connor Broughton. And Connor Broughton has had an absolutely fantastic year. The big guy comes racing through. He's 6'3" tight end senior. And he just mollywopped him.
Yeah, all 230 pounds of him as well. And he's been a good target from the tight end position on offense. This time makes a good stop to ensure that Taylorville does not get as good of a field position as they might have otherwise.
Well, and Taylorville's going to need to really get these weapons going here early as this defense from Rochester is so devastating. And we'll see what Taylorville can do here on the near hash mark. Cameron Smith to get things going here in the shotgun. Hands off and nowhere to go as he gets pulled down behind the line of scrimmage. And it's 2nd and 11 or 12.
And that Rochester defensive line is a really aggressive one. I was watching their game earlier against Mount Zion, and they caused some problems.
Now a slow to get up Taylorville player. That's Owen Mateer, and that's not good if Owen's hurt. So they're going to check on Owen here, and we'll be right back. You're listening to WTIM Information Station. Back in just a moment. Welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Football. Lyric Clamola alongside Reed Camio and Mateer walking off under his own power, but did not look that great coming off the field. We hope he's all right as Taylorville will continue and try to see what they can do here. But Owen Mateer, a big part of this Taylorville offense. Cameron takes the snap, hands off to Spencer Brown, rolls out to his left-hand side, punches through and finds a hole. Now cuts through on the dagger and moves forward, gets gained about 7 yards on the play and moves out to about the 26-yard line. Good run for Spencer Brown there.
Yeah, that's what Taylorville needed, just some kind of play to show that, they can get the yards that they need. And it's Spencer Brown who does it for them.
They'll bring up a 3rd and 5 for Taylorville. They will try to see if they can't get to the 30-yard line and pick up a first down. Right closer to a 3rd and 4, to be honest with you. Taylorville on the far hash mark, wearing their white uniforms this evening. Purple stripes on the side, purple numbers, and purple helmets. Rochester looking like Illinois with the blue and orange. Throw over the left-hand side is going to be just short. The pass was caught by Spencer Brown, but he's going to be about 2 yards short. Taylorville's going to be forced to punt.
Actually, it looked like a 2-yard loss there as the cornerbacks were ready for that screen pass and read it perfectly and get the tackle for a loss.
So 4th and 5 from the 25, and Taylorville will punt as Blake Laddish gets ready to kick this one away. Laddish has been a pretty good punter this year for Taylorville. Punt goes up, and it's a decent one, down to about the 39, and he bobbles it, picks it up, though, and runs to the left-hand side. Finds a hole, down to the 40, 35, no one's going to grab him. And in for a score as there's a touchdown. Taylorville frustrated. They wanted a holding call over on the the right-hand side. They're not going to get it, though, and it's a return for a touchdown after he botched the punt return.
Yeah, you know who else did that? Deshaun Jackson. But he did really well to respond, read the blocks, and well done by Rochester to get some of those blocks and clear a beautiful lane for him to run through. Plenty of space.
So Corbin Gregory makes the score 13-0 on that that punt return for a touchdown. Kick is up and good. And it's 14-0 as Cody Strawn puts in the extra point. 14-0, 9:07 left here in the first quarter, and it's all Rochester here listening to WTIM, your information station. Back in just a moment. Well, didn't look that great coming off. It was a great punt from Blake Laddish. Went through Gregory's hands, but Gregory picked it up, realized he had a huge hole on the left-hand side, and just took off, and next thing he knew, he was in the end zone. So that's where we sit right now in a 14-0 lead. Well, the good news is that we won't see the Rochester offense on the field. The bad news is we gave up 7 points in the effort.
Yeah, that's right. And those special teams for Rochester, that's been a key throughout the season. They got the job done here.
All right, so Taylorville offense will try to do something here again as the kick goes away. And once again, staying away from Malik Pierce. Spencer Brown now botches the pickup. He races out. Now loose ball, fumble. Taylorville says they have it. And they do, but a huge...
Did they...
They
said...
No, now they're saying Rochester has it. Wow. All right, so I guess it's Rochester ball again as holding on. I don't know what happened under the pile. Taylorville initially said they had it. Now they're going to argue a little bit.
No, now the ref is saying... Now their ref is saying Taylorville.
All right, so now the referees are saying it's Taylorville ball. The crowd doesn't like it very much, but... Taylorville will hold on to it now. They'll start the drive from their own 27. Not sure what happened on that. Taylorville initially signaled that they had it, and then Rochester came away with it, but not sure what happened under the pile after everybody was kind of pushing and shoving each other around there. So Taylorville will come out onto the field. We'll see what Cameron Smith and this offense wants to do here as they get ready to go. Spencer Brown moving over in motion. And actually, in at quarterback for Taylorville is Colton Reese. Colton Reese, the sophomore, is in for Taylorville. Cameron Smith is not. They've got sophomore Colton Reese in right now. So a little bit of adjustment. Not sure what's wrong, if anything, with Cameron Smith, but Colton Reese getting the start, or getting the snaps here now. So Reese lines up here, 2nd and 10 on the 27th after that play went nowhere. 4 wide receivers on the left-hand side. One on the near side and an open set. Looks to throw the left-hand side on a screen. Now pulls forward, gets a gain of about 4 on the play, and gets absolutely swallowed up there on the far left side. And already 3rd down, the reception made by Maddox Severa.
These are the first plays at quarterback, at least in this season, for Colton Reese, so certainly something to get used to. Might not have expected to come in this early in the game.
All right, so Reese will come back in on a shotgun. It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 33. They've got to get to the 37 to pick up a 1st down. Now Cameron back in at quarterback. Smith sets up. Looking to throw. It is. Deep throw to the left-hand side. And incomplete. And heavy defensive pressure. And it falls incomplete. Good read, good throw. Just couldn't get it done.
I like the decision there. Rochester has actually had a couple plays this season. I know in the game against Mount Zion it happened a few times where they sort of got beat out on some of those long passes. So Taylorville, knowing that, gave it a shot. I think that was a good decision.
Pass was intended for Blake Laddish. Goes incomplete on that one. Taylorville will be forced to punt again, and we'll see what happens here as Gregory back again on this one. Snap is high, and it's blocked. Blocked heavily. He's going to pick it up, but it's going to be horrible as they get it down at the 1 or 2 yard line. And that was a low snap, and it hit the back of one of the Rochester players. Might have even been off the back of Connor Broughton again. Broughton got into the backfield once again, and he's been an absolute thorn in Taylorville's side already here just in the first 5 minutes. He absolutely drove Mount Zion nuts earlier this year and has had an absolutely fantastic season. But Rochester will set up now 1st and goal from the 3 as they will get ready to go here. Snap, handoff, through. And Evrim Tabak gets stopped up just a little bit short as there's a false start on the offense. So they will go back 5 yards. And Taylor will delay the inevitable here for a moment. So 1st and goal from the 8 for Rochester as they'll do the 1st down again. Again, Tabak in the backfield. Handoff again. Tabak through and gets hit. A good line from the defensive squad right up front and nowhere to go on that one. Bring up a 2nd and goal from the 4.
Well, it's all gone wrong for Taylorville in terms of special teams, the kickoffs, the punts, in both directions.
Well, see if their defense can bend, not break here. 2nd and 4 from the 4. In at running back is Caden Stout. Stout gets the ball left-hand side, breaks one tackle, and gets held up. And it's going to be short, actually. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. Good defensive pressure from Taylorville here on this drive after the punt was blocked. And Rochester set up in the red zone. 14-0 lead for Rochester. 7:04 left here in this first round of the playoffs. Pushing forward and in. And I believe that was Everett Tabag. No, it was Beal. Beal putting it in. Eli Beal, number 13. And Tanner Beal, I'm sorry. Tanner Beal kept it himself and ran it in. And it's a 20-0 lead for Rochester. Tanner Beal on the 1-yard carry. And Cody Strawn will kick. Well, I thank our sponsors who allow us to be here as this kick goes up and through the uprights to make it 21-0. You're listening to Taylorville Tornado Football on WTIM, your information station, watching us on Tommy TV, and Taylorville trailing in this one 21-0 with 6:58 left here in the first quarter. Senior Citizens of Christian County, along with TCCU. Scooters Coffee will donate $10 for every touchdown scored by Taylorville this season. And don't forget to join us for the Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game, which we will announce at the end of tonight's broadcast. And what a fantastic season for Taylorville. They were able to get into the playoffs here and have ran into a little bit of a buzzsaw against a very dangerous Rochester Rockets team, coming off a tough end of their season last year and trying to make up for that this year as they're off to a booming start here at home in their first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, Rochester playing like they mean it after how last season ended. They've done hardly anything wrong aside from, well, I guess the false start on that last drive, but they made up for it in the end. So there's not been a whole lot of time on offense for them.
No. Well, and yet they still hold a 3-touchdown lead. All right, Spencer Brown, Malik Pierce back. They'll try again here. Kick is up. And it's an onside kick, and Rochester will grab it. Onside kick, and Rochester picks it up. It'll be Rochester ball. So after leading by 3 touchdowns, Rochester rubs it in by picking up an onside kick, and they will pick up the ball again and start at their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, they caught Taylorville by surprise. They caught me by surprise. I was looking downfield.
Well, Rochester will start things off here from the 46-yard line of Taylorville. Well, I get it. You're tired of not seeing your offense on the field. Special teams is too darn good. Left-hand side for Caden Stout. Stout gets hit and immediately gets taken down. Loss of about 3 on the play.
And I reckon that may be Taylorville's best play in this game so far. It was actually a backwards pass, so necessary that Stout made the grab.
2nd and 12 from the 48. Looking to throw. Tanner Beal left side and incomplete and intended for Cornell Gregory, who couldn't bring it in.
This time Rochester trying to beat Taylorville deep down, but they had a couple safeties back, although maybe not as far back. It just looked like Cornell Gregory beat them out and just didn't secure a hold of the football.
All right, so with that being said, Rochester will have a 3rd and 12 from the 48. Tanner Beal looking to throw again. Rolls out to his left-hand side, fires it, caught by Cornell Gregory. Enough, or close to a first down marker, just going to be just short. And they'll bring up a 4th and 2, 4th and 3. And Rochester will go for it. Up by 3 touchdowns. Might just be trying to draw Taylorville off sides. Let's see what they do here. No, they're going to go for it. Left side run. And it's going to be close to the line. Rochester says they got it. And they do. So after going for it 4th and 3, it's now 1st and 10 on the 35.
And Rochester, this is a no-huddle team. They play quickly, and they're doing that throughout in this game so far.
Leonard in the shotgun. Hands off to Caden Stout, right side. Gets taken down. Gain of about 4 on the play. Rolls off to his right-hand side on that halfback run. 21-0 Rochester leads. 5:20 left here in the first quarter. 2nd and 8 from the 33. Right side, still on his feet. Enough for a first down and then some, and then gets pushed out of bounds around the 22.
And I give credit to this Rochester team for being able to go no huddle like this, because you got to know exactly what the plan is. And everyone's got to be in tune and know exactly what to do. So a lot of credit to the offense and to head coach Derek Leonard.
Well, Caden Stout on another good run there, another first down. Now a throw to the left-hand side. Easy catch and touchdown for Nate Swaney. Swaney on just a little bit of a slant route, picks it up, runs it right in, and it's 27-0.
Yeah, the wide side wide open there for Swaney. Hardly anyone, well, he was the only Rochester player, and the Taylorville players were way too far away, really, to make any sort of coverage.
Well, everybody was expecting a run from Caden Stout, but instead it was just a little bit of a roll out to his left-hand side. Realized he had Nate Swaney all alone and easily scored. Kick is up and good from Cody Strong, and it's 28-0. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, Tommy TV. Back in a moment. All right, Rochester ready to kick here. They just did an onside kick a couple moments ago, and that led to another touchdown. They lead 28-0 here midway through the first quarter. See what he wants to do here. Kick is up, and this time he does kick it deep. Picked up by Spencer Brown at the 10, to the 15, 20, 25, 30, finds a hole, and he's down to the 45. Good run from Spencer Brown, who gets through. So, great return for Taylorville.
Yeah, the supporters fired up about that. He got a couple good blocks in front of him. Now, this might just be the moment that maybe galvanizes this Taylorville team into producing something and at least getting on the score sheet, if nothing else.
Great run from Spencer Brown, who found a hole. Taylorville will set up shop at their own 44, their best field position so far here in this game. Set up on the near hash mark. Cameron Smith looks to go. Has Mateer back in the game, which is good to see, but he does hand off to the left-hand side to Owen Yonker, who pushes forward, or Wyatt Yonker, who pushes forward over the left-hand side and gets a loss of about one, or a gain of about 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. 28-0 Rochester leads, 4:35 left here in the first quarter. Good to see Wyatt Yonker get a touch there, and hopefully they'll be able to implement him a little bit here. Offense just have not seen a whole lot of it just because they haven't been out there that much. Here's a snap. Hand off from Reese, and nowhere to go from Mateer. Back to the line of scrimmage, no more, and they'll bring up a 3rd and 9 for Taylorville.
Rochester is crowding up the offensive, or the line of scrimmage, I should say, and that's preventing some of these tornado runners from really getting anywhere.
28-0 in favor of Rochester. And Taylorville gets ready to go here from the near hash mark. 3:50 left here in the first quarter. Cameron back on the field. Smith sets up in the shotgun. 2 on each side. Now runs forward to the left-hand side, being heavily chased, nowhere to go. Loss of about 4 on the play, and he's sacked in the backfield. 4th down and forever for Taylorville, 4th and 12, and they'll have to kick again.
Yeah, and Cameron Smith does like to run. The problem is can't do that right into all that traffic and expect to get a whole lot of yards, although probably did save his team from a loss of more than that.
So Blake will have to kick again and try to avoid Connor Broughton, who's brought all the pain to Taylorville here this evening. High snap, low snap, and nearly blocked again, but this time does get it away. And it takes a friendly Taylorville bounce and will get touched at the 21-yard line, and that's where Rochester will start their drive, leading by 28 points. 2:45 left here in the first quarter. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Back in a moment. A great run for Caden Stout. Gets them all the way from the 22 to the 48-yard line. And Rochester picks up another first down here. One of many that they've had this evening as they lead 28-0 with 2:29 left here in the first quarter. Shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Stout. Instead gets over the left-hand side. Over to Nate Swaney. Swaney through, finds the hole, and he's gone. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown for Swaney. And it's 34-0. Rochester leads.
Yeah, it's 2 quick plays as Rochester rockets up the field. And no coverage there on Swaney. That just allowed him to get forward as we now have some whistles.
So we'll see what the whistles are.
It's unsportsmanlike conduct against Rochester. So the touchdown will stand. And it looks like they're having the penalty enforced. Is it going to be?
Probably on the kickoff.
Yeah, it looks like on the kickoff. Although now there's a discussion between referee and head coach Jeb Odom.
So with 2:13 left and a 34-0 lead, they'll get ready to kick the extra point here. As Cody Strawn will kick the extra point. Sideline violation. Kick is up and through. 35-0 in favor of Rochester. Well, Rockets proving why they are 8-1 as they are just absolutely dominating Taylorville in all facets of the game. They lead this one 35-0 here in what has been about as much of a coast game as you can imagine here. Somebody needs to tell Rochester to turn up the difficulty level.
Yeah, like a video game.
But they lead this one 35-0, and they'll get ready to kick here again. Special teams got to be tired of coming onto the field so much. 2:13 left here in the first quarter. Taylorville will try to claw their way back into this one. They've got a tough journey ahead of them, trailing in this one by 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns, and in Illinois, a margin of at least 30 points, and the consent of both head coaches would allow the running clock to be implemented. So
not till fourth quarter, though.
Oh, not till the fourth quarter. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. You didn't tell me about that part.
Yeah, no, not till the fourth quarter. So Taylorville's got a long road ahead of them this evening.
And so do we.
we might see 100 points here if this keeps up. My goodness. No, the Rockets will come back out and get ready to kick here. And they've already had one onside kick this evening. See what they want to do on this one. Up by a lot. Here we go. And a booming kick. That's again staying away from Malik Pierce. Spencer Brown picks it up. Gets through on the left-hand side, and then gets pulled, or on the right-hand side, then gets pulled down around the 28-yard line. And that's where Taylorville will set up shop here on this one. 35-0, 2:06 left here in the first quarter. We'll see what Taylorville wants to do to get their offense engaged here on this drive. So far, nothing much to talk about for this Taylorville offense, not even a single first down. So they're going to try to see what they can do here.
On the kickoff return, a couple of Taylorville players were actually covering a bit closer to their sanction line than they might otherwise have been. So I think they were maybe planning for at least the possibility of an onside kick.
Well, you got to now. Nothing says onside kick when you're up by 3 touchdowns. Shotgun formation. Hand off to Spencer Brown. Left side, runs into a wall and then gets pulled down. A loss of about 2 on the play.
Seems like about half of these plays have resulted in losses, and Taylorville's just had a hard time handling what Rochester has brought their way, especially on the defensive line.
Now Rochester fired up for this game. I tell you what, 97 seconds left here in the first quarter. Shotgun. Cameron Smith. Has Spencer Brown next to him. And a deep throw left side and caught. Down to the 30, 25-20. No one's going to catch him. And there it is. Malik Pierce finally gets his hands on the ball. They've been avoiding him all game long, and for good reason, as Malik Pierce gets Taylorville on the board with their first touchdown of the night, and it's 35-6. Great catch from Malik Pierce. We've seen that a couple times from Cameron Smith, but there's a reason why Rochester's been only kicking to Spencer Brown. Pierce is fast, and it throws over the left-hand side from Cameron Smith, who just found Malik, beat his defender, and an easy run in for a touchdown. So Taylorville will get themselves on the board finally as they'll get ready to kick an extra point here. Ben Peabody, boy, what a story from him. He came in about midway through the season as Taylorville had some struggles with their kicking game, and Peabody makes that one. And Ben Peabody has been perfect this year on extra points. What a fantastic job from him as he makes it 35-7. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Back in just a moment. Malik Pierce getting Taylorville Tornadoes on the board as they trail in this one 35-7, but a little bit of vindication for this Taylorville team that really, Reed, Cam, I have not been able to get anything going here in this first quarter.
Yeah, they needed a play like that, and we know that Malik Pierce is fast. Some of the other facets of his play hadn't really shown up in some of the recent weeks compared to what we saw. I think it was in the game against Freeburg, and it seems like it might be alive and well here. What a play from him, and that's what Taylorville needed.
1:12 left here in the first quarter and a 35-7 lead. Here's the kick. And it kicks down to the end zone, stays in bounds, and picked up by Gregory. Out to the 15, 20, 25, 30. One man to beat. He gets past him. Down to the 40, 40, 35, 30. No one's going to catch him. And in to score on the kickoff return. 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown makes it 41-7. As scoring on that one was Corbin Gregory. And so they're going to say it's a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Makes it 41-7. What a run from, get that man some oxygen. My goodness. Corbin over on the sidelines is able to score there. 41-7 lead here for Rochester. Now some discussion. And timeout called by, there's some personnel issues maybe?
Yeah, the referee is holding on to something in his left hand. I don't know what.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
Now they're ready to go. Cody Strong to kick. High snap, but kick does get away and in for a extra point, and it's 42-7. So the touchdown shortly lived as a 99-yard kickoff return gives Rochester a 42-7 lead. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Oops.
Did you know I can play that on trumpet?
You haven't played it yet. You gotta bring the trumpet.
I got to bring it in and play it?
Well, I'm just saying, because it'd be cool to see you play it.
42-7, Rochester leads here in this first round of the playoffs. Rochester looking to take on whoever in the next from Mount Zion is in that next. They play tomorrow. If they win, they'll face off against Rochester in a rematch.
Oh, I could not wait for that.
Rochester won 28-24 in week 2, and Mount Zion would love an opportunity to face them again. I don't know if anybody's beating this Rochester team. Squib kick gets down through, and it's picked up on the near side, and still rushing. Ben Pisoni on the carry on that one, and Pisoni getting through and gets some decent yardage on that return on the squib kick from Rochester.
So another drive starting in some decent field position after the squib kick. Taylorville coming off scoring the touchdown. I think they'll feel a little bit more confident, but the task is still a tall one.
Still Titanic. So 42-7 lead for Rochester with 48 seconds left here in this first quarter. The Tornadoes will come out onto the field at the near side of the 40-yard line. Their own 40-yard line. Seen a little bit of everything tonight as far as opportunities and as far as weird plays. There's been quite a few here already nearing the end of this first quarter. Still 3 quarters to go. Smith looking to throw again. Another deep throw. Another one aimed from Malik Pierce, and it's going to go incomplete. Pierce was out of bounds, and he's asking for a call. Says he got pushed. He's not going to get it, though. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it was maybe a slight bit of contact there from Cornell Gregory. I could certainly see the contact. I think it would have been maybe a bit harsh to pull out the flag that time, but Pierce certainly threatening this time down the right side, and Cornell Gregory with the N did well to read it.
So, Taylor will get ready to go here. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Hands off the left side. Mateer finds a hold. Gets a gain of about 2 on the play. They'll bring up a 3rd and 6 from the 44. What a fantastic stadium. This has been just an awesome environment for football. So here we go. Setting up on the far side. Taylorville trying to claw their way back into this one, looking for help from the sideline. They're going to get it. Cameron Smith, Owen Mateer in the backfield. Taylorville 2 wide receivers on the near side, including Malik Pierce, who had that touchdown run for Taylorville just a little bit ago, and now end of the quarter. We reached the end of the first. Rochester leads this one 42-7. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Back in 1 minute. right, welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Football. Tornadoes trail in this one, 42-7. 'Tis just a flesh wound, my friend.
Well, I don't know, to be Chico Marks.
Throw over the right-hand side, and trouble as Blake Laddish got tripped up trying to come around to the right-hand side. And I'll bring up a 4th down. So 4th and 6 from the 44, and we'll see what Taylorville wants to do if they keep their offense on the field trailing by this much. They will not, and they'll bring the punting team onto the field. Officially spotted at the 44. They got to get to the 50-yard line to pick up a 1st down. And they'll get ready to go. No, they're going to keep their offense on the field, so we'll see what they do here. Rochester having to adjust. Malik Pierce on the far side. Split set, 2 on each side. Cameron Smith looking to throw. And now has to roll over to the right side. Finds a hole, now pushing through. Tries to get to the 50. He's going to be just short. And gets absolutely pushed back. He's going to get to about the 48. And that's about it. 49, that's about it. So Rochester will take over a yard short. And Rochester will take over at the Taylorville 49-yard line. Good defensive stand from the Rockets after Cameron Smith took off there.
Yeah, and it was a good read there by Cameron Smith. I'd like the decision to try to run for it. Then it was just a matter of, I mean, it's hard to see deep down where other players are. So you go for it and just do the best you can. Didn't quite work out.
All right, so we'll see what Rochester wants to do here on their first play. Handoff. Punching through the left-hand side as J.P. Leonard handed that one off. No real big gain for Caden Stout there. Gained about 6 on the play, and I say no real big gain because most of their gains have been 30, 40 yards. So a 6-yard run is I'll take.
Small in comparison.
2nd and 4. Now looking to throw. Leonard rolling out to the near side, still on his feet, trying to find the hole. Now punching forward to the 41. And it'll be just short of it'll be enough for a 1st down. So 1st and 10 from the 41.
Yeah, just enough for the 1st down. Did real well. Had quite a bit of distance to run to then try to get across, find a hole past the line of scrimmage.
So 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Taylorville. Leonard to throw in the middle, and it gets nicked. Somebody tipped it up in the air, and it's going to fall incomplete. I think it might have been a Mateer that got a nice little touch on it. And they'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 39.
Yeah, I think the Tornadoes will just take any chance they can get to get their hands on the ball, even if it's just a tip.
Now rolls over the near side, keeping it himself, and then runs into his own player and gets tripped up as Tanner Beal. Tanner Beal took that one. Well, this is the longest Rochester has gone without scoring tonight, 2.5 minutes. Throws out the right side, way up in the air. One man to beat. Does he catch it? He does. Yeah. Catch made by Tristan Stanton, who makes the catch in the end zone. And another touchdown for Rochester, 48-7.
Yeah, the best catch in terms of skill by far, having to dive there in the corner of the end zone. Obviously not a lot of room to work with to stay in bounds. Really well done.
So Rochester extends their lead now, 48-7, as they'll get ready to kick here. Kick is up and through. 49-7. I want to give a big shout out here while we have a moment to the Taylorville volleyball team. They've been absolutely impressive this year. They beat Mount Zion in the regional finals, picked up a regional championship, and picking up a win over Mount Zion as they did. They looked fantastic in doing so. 25-18, 26-24. So regional championships for Taylorville, and they look to take on Breeze Mater Dei on November 4th in Triad. That game will be at 6 p.m. The number 1 seed Mater Dei taking on number 2 seed Taylorville as they look to try to go to the sectional championship. That'll be Thursday, November 6th. So Taylorville will try to stamp their ticket to the sectional championship, and they'll have to do that against Mater Dei on November 4th. But congratulations to Taylorville as they picked up a huge win in the regional championship. 49-7 here as Rochester is in full control in this one as they lead. So with 10:25 left, Rockets will get ready to kick here again. What are they going to do? We'll see. Kick is up. This time they kick it. Brown picks it up again as they try to stay far away from Malik Pierce. And punching forward to the 25-26 and then gets pulled down. And that's where Taylorville will start their drive. Rochester led 42-0 or 42-7 at the end of the first quarter. They added another touchdown here and a great throw and catch made in the end zone, and that's where we sit right now. Seeing a little bit of everything here this evening. The Tornadoes will get some final instruction, head back onto the field. See if they can't cut into this deficit just a little bit. Here we go. Hands off. And nowhere to go, and immediately pulled down in the backfield as David Cates on the stop. The linebacker, 5'10", 165-pound senior, brings him down, getting a loss of about 2 on the play.
And that play just about sums up how the running game has gone for Taylorville. They leaned on it last week, and this week they've had a lot of trouble really just getting the ball out of the backfield. So it's been tough going.
So, 2 on the near side, 1 up top for Taylorville. Cameron looking to throw. Now rolls over to his right-hand side, pushes forward, and gets pulled down as he got out-hustled there on that one. And in on the stop was Xander Bridge. So Xander Bridge putting him down, 6'3", 215 pounds. That'll bring him a 3rd and forever.
And that's a lot of big players they've got on this Rochester team. Really tough to break them down.
Well, we were saying, Reed, that defensive line of Mount Zion is just so massive. The Taylorville offensive line would have some work tonight. Boy, they're already exhausted. Taylorville again going for it. Split set. Throwing it down, and it's going to be incomplete. And Laddish unable to bring it in after the incomplete from Wyatt Yonker as Colton Reese found Yonker, but Yonker couldn't hold on to it, and it's going to fall incomplete. So, that was 3rd down. I thought that was 4th down right there. No, that was 3rd down. So Taylor will now punt the ball away as Blake Laddish will come in to send this one down. Taylor on the far side of the hash mark at the 26-yard line as they get ready to kick this one. And now some timeout called by Taylorville as they had some personnel issues on this one. A little bit of miscommunication from Taylorville. They will take a timeout. Well, timeouts, or no, maybe Rochester took the timeout regardless.
No, Taylorville.
Okay. So timeout's brought to you by who?
By Taylorville Community Credit Union. That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, did you forget?
No, I did. I would not forget something like that. Yeah, I forgot. All right.
Oh, no worries.
But TCCU, Senior Citizens of Christian County, along with Screw's Coffee, McDonald's, I'm loving it. Don't forget to join us for the Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game, which we will announce at the end of tonight's broadcast. Rochester in comfortable control here in this one as they lead 49-7 in this first round of the playoffs, as they would love nothing more than to give Mount Zion heck next week. And that's assuming, of course, Mount Zion wins tomorrow, but 49-7 lead for Rochester here in this one. You can only win the games that are in front of you, and Rochester doing just that right here. The table will get ready to punt here after the timeout. So they got themselves on the same page here. Laddish around the 12-yard line is where he'll send this one away. Crowded offensive line as they try to block. And again, another one that was nearly blocked, and a huge hit as he made the catch. He did not call fair catch, so Taylorville Rochester lucky that one didn't go flying out of his hand.
Oh, and the flag later.
Wow. I don't like it. Depending on what this foul is, I don't like this call at all. He was fair game.
Against
So
Rochester.
Sideline warning.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but they signaled it against Rochester, so that moves them back. Again, this happened after the play, and nothing wrong with the tackle because, as you mentioned, the punt returner did not call fair catch.
So a sideline issue. Again, this is their second one, so this is a penalty, and they'll go back to the 29-yard line. Boy, and if you're head coach Derek Leonard, you are telling those guys, hey, knock it off. Rochester will start from their own 28-yard line. Their worst field position here. It hasn't hurt them at all before. 49-7, 8:47 left. Takes a handoff. Now takes it over the left-hand side and comes forward. And Will Ethel gets pulled down. The wide receiver was used as a running back there. 49-7, 8:30 left here in the quarter. This first half. Ball on the far hash mark. Hands off again. And close to the first down marker. It's going to be, wow, he looked short, but they're going to give it to him for first and 10.
Yeah, and then Rochester's offense, both in the air and on the ground, I mean, they've been cutting like a knife through this Taylorville team.
J.P. Leonard in the shotgun. Getting some instructions from the sideline. 7:55 left here in the 49-7 lead. Leonard now ready to go. Hands off. Now on the near side for David Cates. And out of bounds around the 50-yard line. Going to be ruled short at the 48. It'll be a manageable second and inches.
Taylorville doing a little bit better here to contain Rochester, especially when they go out wide, including also in the run up the middle.
Ball in your hash mark at their own 49-yard line. Second and 1 from the 49. Taylorville showing blitz. They pull out of it and change their formation. Hand off again. Enough for a first down and then some. Cates still on his feet, spins around. Still going, and then finally down at the 35-yard line, leaving a trail in his wake. No, another first down for Rochester.
Yeah, and Taylorville struggled to make some of those tackles, including on that occasion.
J.P. Leonard, all alone in the backfield on an empty set. Look for a deep throw here, Reed.
And they're used to running these open sets, so Taylorville's got to be ready.
Nope, now they audible out of it as Cates moves into the running back slot. Hands off. No, keeps it himself. Leonard through to the 28, lowers his head and puts in the boom and gets down at the 28-yard line.
And they have 1 second left on the play clock at the end of that, so had to rush a little bit. I think they executed it rather well, and that was confident there from the quarterback to get that run as they look to add to their lead of 49 points to the squared root of 49.
Second down. And 1, 2. Leonard. Looking for instructions from the sideline. Takes the snap. Hands off, but nowhere to go for Cates this time, and he gets bottled up near around the initial line of scrimmage, and actually a little bit of no gain on the play. It'll be third down in inches. Third down 2. 49-7, 5:23 left here in the first half. And all Rochester here so far. Leonard. Tight set. Sets up with Cates next to him. And trying to chew up as much time as they can here.
Well, they got to hurry.
And gets it off with about 3 seconds left. Cates near side. Gets tripped up. Not for a first down, though. Longest drive we've seen from Rochester here this evening.
Yeah, they haven't been quite as effective on offense as they were in the earlier drives, but still able to get the first downs and consume some of the time as the second quarter progresses.
So first and 10 from the 25-yard line. Make some personnel changes, including Macklin Nelson, who's checked in, the sophomore. First and 10 for the 25 and a 49-7 lead for Rochester. Leonard. Hands off to Cates, now whistles, and the play is blown dead. And head coach Derek Leonard screaming at his players, saying, hey, what are you all doing?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but it's now first and 15.
From the 30. So they'll go again here. And again, just all of a sudden went from hurry, hurry, hurry to now taking their time. Three, two, man in motion, takes the handoff. And easily eaten up in the backfield on a big hit. Has nowhere to go for Zane Zuloff on the stop.
And if you're Taylorville, I mean, you need these little wins like this. That's what you've got going on in a game that has gone the way it has. Take another look on Tommy TV. Yeah, just got right past that line of scrimmage.
Landon Patterson was the man who on the mission there, and Patterson makes it 2nd and 19 from the 34. Leonard, hands off. Now running on the near side. And then gets pulled down. He's going to be just short, but a huge run there from Cates. And another flag comes in. In the backfield. Rochester, who went from really being penalty-free in the first quarter and a half, have had a little bit of laundry here. That one's going to go against Taylorville, I think.
Yeah, it's gone against Taylorville. I think it was some kind of personal foul, but just a bit more consultation, and that really helps them out. We'll see where they put it. It is, yeah, it's a first down based on the distance.
So with the ball on the near side, I'll get ready to go here and start the clock. Under 3 minutes here. Taylorville trailing by 42 here as we near halftime. Leonard in at quarterback. Killing as much time as they possibly can here. Handoff. Cates again on the near side. And pushed out of bounds as he comes towards us around the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and I think later in these halves, right, when more time has passed and things change out there, it's a little bit more difficult to do, straight up like hurry up offense. I mean, they go no huddle and then make changes at the line of scrimmage. I think they need that opportunity to really communicate what's going on, and they have the opportunity to do so with the lead as massive as it is.
So, again, ball near sideline, running out of time. It's 5 on the clock. Now they do get it off. Cates again, forward, enough for down to at the 3-yard line, then stopped up. So it'll be a 3rd and 2 from the 3.
Yeah, the penalty earlier against Taylorville, that would have been quite a bit demoralizing, going from 2nd and 20 to then giving up the first down.
Leonard. Again, waiting and waiting here. Just taking their time, methodically working down the field. Under a minute left here in this first half. Nowhere to go for Cates as he gets stopped up. And he's going to be short again. They'll bring up a 4th and 1. Huge defensive stand for Taylorville, even if Rochester scores here.
Yeah, that'll feel good as far as Taylorville's concerned, forcing Rochester to work for whatever it is they get. And there are 7 seconds between play and game clocks. So Rochester, I wonder if they're going to hold for the last word.
Yeah, there's only about 7 seconds to separate it, so. Big play here, 4th and 2. Taylor wants some momentum going into halftime. Leonard, hands off, and punches it through for the touchdown. So touchdown is good as time expires. And I believe that was Evan Tabag that scored on that one. It makes it 55-7. So they'll get ready to kick the extra point here. And they're going to add some clock here. Well, I can't imagine that they'll add that much. There was only 5 seconds. I knew there was only like a 6-second difference there on that one. We'll get ready to kick here. Kick is up.
Hello? Hello?
And through. As kicking that one in was Alyssa Day. And Rochester leads 56-7. All right. Well, with 5 seconds left, let's see one more play here, potentially. And what has been an absolute throttling from Rochester here in this one.
And that last play there, I feel like encapsulated the whole drive, right? You know, Taylorville did well to really force Rochester to up their game in order to score the touchdown. But, you know, you'd also expect to, you know, maybe try to make the play there at the end of the drive and keep them out of the end zone. And that didn't work out, and that added yet another point, or yet another 7 points to Rochester's lead. And they are firmly in control. Looks like they'll be heading to face what we expect will be Mount Zion.
All right, we'll get ready to go here. Don't forget to join us for halftime. We'll painfully tell you how we got here and go through all of that. And we'll talk a little bit more about upcoming playoff matchups and what's going on tomorrow. Another big high school football day tomorrow, as a lot of the teams that we are in our coverage area, including Shelbyville and Pana, will have their games tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk all about that, and I don't know, maybe we'll get some Chico Marks trivia from Reed here at halftime.
Well, I think we just need to be in character at halftime. I think that's what's going to help us get through it.
Here's the kick. And Spencer Brown again as they stay away from Malik Pierce down to the 15, 20, and runs into the wall around the 25-yard line. That's where time will expire. So we head to halftime with Rochester in full control in this one, 56-7. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Glad to have you with us here, and we'll stay here for just a moment. And while Rochester didn't score immediately on the opening kickoff, they might as well have, Reed, as they came absolutely storming through, or hurtling through, or whatever you want to call it, as they went and just absolutely poured it on early in that first quarter.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good start for them. That's what they needed. It's the opposite of what Taylorville needed, and then they just continued it after that. I think they scored on every drive, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, every drive. Well, some of the scores actually didn't even come on drives. They came on kickoff returns and through special teams. So they've dominated there, and that's been the source of course, some of those points. And then otherwise, just doing what they need to on offense. And they really have not slowed down.
Taylor did get on the board with a Malik Pierce touchdown pass, but for the most part have struggled here to try to really get going, and it's been all Rochester ever since. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have much more from Rochester. The Rockets lead this one 56-7. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, watching us on Tommy TV. Back in a moment.
Seen anything like it. No, at least not in my time.
They could have put 80 points up if they wanted to.
Yeah.
80 pretty modest there. Just in the first half.
Welcome back to Tommy TV. My name is Olivia Guerin, and happy Halloween to anybody watching from home or trick-or-treating right now. The score currently is 56-7 with Rochester Rockets taking the lead. Also, special shout out to Larry Berry and the whole Berry family tonight. Larry was awarded the Outstanding National FFA Alumni Member of the Year. He accepted this award today at the 98th Annual National FFA Convention in Indianapolis. Congratulations to Larry and the whole Berry family for all your support to THS and the whole county. Now let's send it over to Leroy with more updates.
Oh, no. Leroy. Leroy, it looks like this is... At the high school football, what round is this? Yeah, I guess it's the round of 32 in the high school football playoffs in the IHSA oh my gosh, it's Taylorville 7, Rochester 56. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Reed Kama, and I'm joined by Jack Hart from us here at the Hart Media Group, and more specifically, IL Sports Wire. Jack, thanks so much for coming up. How's it been going out there for you and covering this game?
Yeah, it's been some type of first half, but the guys are very positive. A lot of positive voices down there. Coaches are positive. You have to play 2 halves. There's 2 halves to a football game, and the boys hopefully can rally down there and come out with hopefully score some points on the board here in the second half and have some positive notes for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and I know the running game was something Taylorville really leaned on in the first, and actually the second half. Last week against Civic Memorial, they've struggled to get that going. What do they need really to turn that around?
Yeah, something I saw last week is they did a lot of runs to the outside. I feel like they're trying to really go up the middle a lot here in the first half, and there's really just not finding that success with that Rochester defensive line. Maybe they switch it up in the second half and really look for those outside runs to try and get around these Rochester Rockets.
Yeah, and then defensively as well. Now, they've struggled to contain this Rochester team. They were a little bit better on that last drive, at least kind of slowing them down. Is that, you think, maybe a sign that things are going to change in the second half, or what else do they need to do on that side of the ball?
Yeah, as I said down there, they're down, but they're still very positive. It's a positive bunch. It's a team that I know can respond and come out in the second half to, play a great rest of the game. And I believe they can do that. I believe the coaches are going to rally them. And those guys, those seniors, they rallied last week against Civic Memorial in halftime. I think they're going to do it again here in the second half.
And I want to actually focus our attention now on what's on your shirt, IL Sports Wire. You've got a lot of coverage of really all our local teams that we cover over on the Hart Media Group radio stations, and that includes the girls volleyball team over at Taylorville High School. Talk a little bit to our viewers, our listeners, about what they can expect from you folks, over the next few weeks as we then get into the winter sports.
Yeah, first off, I want to say congratulations to the girls volleyball team last night. Yes. They went to a Mount Zion team where they took the 3 sets. They went out there and showed them that they mean business. That team is a bunch of wonderful, talented girls. They're going to go far. I'm excited to go travel with them at Triad. What we do at IL Sports Wire is we really get the highlights. We get the main plays, but not just the highlights. We want to do the cheerleaders. We want to do the fans. We want to get the whole atmosphere because there's more to the game than just what's going on the field. It's the off-the-field stuff. It's the memories that these people are going to remember for years. We just launched our website today, ilsportswire.com. You can go to there. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We try to bring as much coverage as we can. I go right here after the game and put up as much coverage as I can get on that little camera over there.
That's right, and they've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, and we look forward to seeing that and getting it featured here. Jack, thanks so much for coming on. Glad we could get you up here as well. Now, before we go back to break, I do actually want to let you folks know, if you're listening on WTIM, your information station, or if you're watching the main broadcast on Tommy TV, there is actually another way you can enjoy this broadcast. If you've got YouTube available for you on your computer or your phone, there is actually an alternative Tommy TV broadcast. It is called Director's Cut. And what you will see there is much like what the folks working in the Tommy TV gallery see. You can see actually all of the camera shots, including actually the one of us here in the booth, so you can get a constant feed of that. And you're actually also able to listen to the folks you can see right there in the gallery. You can hear all of that communication in addition to the commentary from myself and Leroy and Jack, of course, at the moment. So it's another stream that you're able to enjoy on Tommy TV's YouTube channel. So I encourage you to check that out. I actually didn't even know about that until earlier today. So I want to plug that as another way that you can enjoy this broadcast. It's much like the megacast that ESPN does for some of the college football games. So I think it's really cool, and you can see essentially what's on the middle screen there on the wall that the folks in the gallery are seeing, and you can hear all of that communication as well. So another way you can take this one in. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have coverage of the second half of this game between Taylorville and Rochester. Again, it is Taylorville 7, Rochester 56. You're listening on WTIM, your information station, and watching on Tommy TV.
And welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Football. Leroy Kamola here with you as we are getting you some games that are taking place here in Class 4A as Woodstock North is taking on Dixon, and that game started at 7 p.m. Third quarter here, Rochelle and Geneseo. That game's tied at 7. Peoria and Notre Dame taking on Marengo. Woodstock taking on Morris. Waterloo at Mount Zion. That's the big one. The winner of the Waterloo-Mount Zion game will take on the winner of this one, as Taylorville trails in this one 56-7. Otherwise, tomorrow, more games continue as Alton Marquette takes on Carterville. Cahokia takes on Centralia. Urban Prep Bronzeville takes on Montini. Sacred Heart Griffin takes on Quincy Notre Dame. South Shore International takes on Metamora. Columbia takes on Breeze. Central Hillcrest takes on Macomb. Highland taking on Freeburg. Sterling versus Cole City. And, of course, Jacksonville taking on Richland County. And Taylor had the unfortunate pleasure of facing Richland County first this year, and Richland County had their way with Taylorville, much like we're seeing here this evening in this one. It's been all Rochester here so far, including a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. And really, been a little bit of everything. Punt returns for touchdowns, kickoff returns for touchdown, onside kick recovered. I mean, you name it. We've seen it tonight. The only thing we haven't seen is the 2-point conversion.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, at least 3 of those big special teams plays. Oh, he also had the punt that was charged down as well. And then, Rochester rocketing their way up the field. Certainly the first quarter, not quite so much in the second quarter, but they were still able to get the job done. So really every facet, Rochester far and away the better team.
Well, and I tell you what, when you look at this team and what they've done, they can still be proud of the season that they had. Look, they're going to finish the season 5-5, and they're going to have a tough loss here against Rochester, but it was going to be a tough game no matter what. So for them to be able to score some points, hopefully we'll be able to get some points here in the third quarter, make it a little bit more favorable. But it's been all Rochester here so far. I want to give a big shout out to the Taylorville Tornado High School boys cross country team as they won the IHSA Class 2A Regional last Saturday at the Christian County Fairgrounds. It's the first time in Taylorville High School history a cross country team has won a regional title. So congratulations to the boys on their hard work. Also, Larry Berry has been named the National Outstanding FFA Alumni Member of the Year. He will be recognized at Monday night's City Council meeting. So we're excited for that, and that congratulations to Larry on his many accomplishments and his lifetime award there as well. And a big shout out to our own Randall J. Miller, who was inducted into the Illinois Broadcasting Association's Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Randy on that accomplishment. I'm sure he's listening hardcore wherever he is.
Oh, I'm sure as well. And, after 53 years of owning all these radio stations, plenty of others as well in his career, as I'm sure he probably talked about at the address. I mean, why not? So many congratulations to him, and it's a thrill to have been part of the road.
I want to give a big shout out to the Tornado Sports Boosters as well, and Tanya Bowser. If you're listening right now, make sure you blow up Tanya Bowser's phone. Say, hey, I heard your name on the radio. Now's that time. Give her phone a message and buzz her phone and say, heard you on the radio. And she told me to say something positive about her, so I'm just going to say, Tanya, you rock. There you go. I want to thank our sponsors, Senior Citizens of Christian County, TCCU, Steers Coffee, who allows us to we'll give $10 for every touchdown scored on the season. Now 41.
Yep, 41. That's right.
On that. And then there's another light show going on here. And then also want to thank Steers. I said Steers Coffee, but what I didn't say was McDonald's. I'm loving it. And also don't forget to join us for the Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game, which we will announce at the end of tonight's broadcast as well. All right, getting ready for the third quarter here as Taylorville trails by just a few points here in the third. As we're right back, as my dad would say. My dad would always say, well, a touchdown, an onside kick, and you know what? You're right back into this. So, Dave Clemola, wherever you are, that was for you. All right, Taylorville will receive, which is the only bright spot here for this one as they get ready to go here. But thank you so much, as always, for joining us here. Big shout-out to Reed Camhi for all of his help all season long. It's been so fantastic having you here all year, Reed. We appreciate you.
It's been my pleasure.
Goes, and guess who gets it? Malik Pierce. We'll see what Malik wants to do here. Or no, it's Spencer Brown again. I'm sorry. They switched sides. It's Brown all the way out to the 45. What was a great run for the running back as he gets out to a good field position. For the most part, Taylor's done a fine job of getting good field position. They just haven't done anything with it.
Yeah, that's multiple occasions in this game, maybe the third or fourth, where they've gotten at or past the 40-yard line, and they just haven't converted on those opportunities, except, of course, for the one touchdown earlier. And they've just been held stagnant by the defense of Rochester.
So we'll see Taylorville come back out onto the field, and beautiful Rochester, Illinois. And it's just such a fantastic football environment. It's great to be here. Good crowd on hand this evening. Handoff from Cameron Smith over to Owen Mateer, who gets a gain of about 5 on the play and gets pulled down around it's going to be actually 4 on the play. He gets pulled down around the 49 of his own side, and 4-yard run from Mateer brings up 2nd and 6.
Rochester High School's got some pretty amazing facilities. Now we get to see the football field. and they're actually doing some work on other parts of the campus. They'll be making it even better. Can't wait to see it.
Oh, I'm telling you, the field is fantastic. We've had such a blast out here. The press box is nice. Just a great environment for football, and man, it might be better than some colleges that I've seen. It's a fantastic environment being out here. All right, set up at the 49-yard line. Handoff again, but trying to push through. No room there on the left-hand side for Mateer, who gets a gain of about 2 on the play. They'll bring up a 3rd and 4 in Rochester territory.
Taylorville going back to what won them the game last week, and it's caused them some problems. I was talking with Jack Hart earlier, but now they've gotten, 6 yards in 2 plays, so that's actually a little bit better than how it's been going at other times in this game.
And I look for something deep here on a 3rd and 10. We'll see what Taylorville wants to do, but I would venture to guess that they're going to send this one really, really far. We'll see what they do. Cameron Smith has Spencer Brown lined up next to him. Setting up on the near hash mark. 2 wide receivers up top, though. That's it. And it is. Cameron Smith looking to throw and does try to find the one-on-one matchup, and it is incomplete, nearly picked off. As I think that was Brooks Gavin that got in there and broke things up. Either him or Zane Zaloff. Regardless, it'll bring up a 4th and 4. Let's see on the Tommy TV replay that we are afforded and see who it was. And it was Zaloff that broke that up.
Yeah, probably should have intercepted it, and the pass a little bit short there, but you would trust Pierce on the one-on-one matchup, and he didn't turn back around.
So on a 4th and 4, Taylorville going to go for it on their own 49. Might as well. You're down by a bunch. Big play right here. 2 on the near side, 2 up top. Split set. Has Spencer Brown next to him in the running back slot. And now whistles blow. And timeout called.
Yeah, the play clock was about to run out, it looked like.
So after a little bit of confusion there on that one and trying to figure out what's going on, bring up a timeout. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, watching us on Tommy TV. Back in just a moment, 56-7 here in the 3rd quarter of this first round of the IHSA Class 4A playoffs. Welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Football. This timeout is over. It's a 4th and 4 from the Rochester 49s. Taylorville trying to get to the 45 to pick up a 1st down. Cameron Smith has Spencer Brown next to him. Split set, 2 on each side. Here we go. Big play right here. Cameron looks to throw. Takes a couple steps forward, launches it deep, and complete. Through the hands. And Taylorville is going to want that one back because it's not able to be brought in. Blake Laddish unable to catch that one, and it'll bring up a chain turnover on downs.
Yeah, and Will covered that time, just getting that hand out. Difficult to make the catch afterwards. You're going to see on Tommy TV another one-on-one matchup. Smith does well to just step up in the pocket, give himself a little extra power there.
And actually, yeah, so that was Zane Zaloff who broke that one up. So Zaloff breaking up the last 2 throws and making all the difference there in the world as far as being able to get in there and cause some problems. So turnover on downs, and Rochester will start their own drive at the 49-yard line. Rochester led at the end of the 1st quarter, 42-7. They put in 7 points in the 2nd. And we'll see what they do here to start things off in the 3rd. Low snap, having some troubles with it. And weird play right there as trying to get in there and trying to protect your quarterback who was having trouble holding onto the football, but it's going to be a huge loss on the play regardless. They'll bring up 2nd and 15 from the 44.
That's not the 6'6" number 9. It's the 5'10" number 9.
Blake Leonard was in there, I believe.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing.
Too many guys with the same numbers. I'm getting confused. It's crazy, man.
And in the same unit as well.
Yeah.
That's the killer.
David Cates next to him. Hand off again. Cates on the near side to the 45. Cuts through on the corner and gets out of bounds. Let's keeping a close eye on him was Landon Bowser. So 6:12 left here in the third quarter and a 56-7 lead. And so after Rochester pours it on in the first, they've taken their foot off the gas and kind of cruised here, and obviously within good reason having that big of a lead.
Time has run off quickly.
That's the way I like it. 5:50 left.
Same.
Look at the snap the ball here. Hands off again. And hit again. Nowhere to go, and they'll bring up a 4th and forever.
And the flag, wonder if that was, looks like it was thrown in the direction of Landon Patterson.
And actually, they've started running clock now here in the third, so they've got a big enough lead that they've started running clock in the third quarter, which is helping out tremendously as well. So.
Yeah, we'll see.
Offsetting.
No, it's on sportsmanlike conduct, it looks like.
Yep.
So we're told that's a first down for Rochester instead of forcing what I think would have been their only 4th down.
Holy cow, what a break.
Yeah. Yep. No, because it was not quite 15 yards to the first.
Crazy. All right, so Rochester will set up now on a 1st and 10 from the 37. So once again, a penalty helps the Rockets. So get ready to go here. Taking their time, getting some last-minute instructions. Man in motion. Handoff on the sweep. And gets pulled from behind on the run. And nowhere to go on that one. Play a game about 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd and 5.
The snap wasn't the best, but ultimately got a clean handoff and then able to get a few yards. That was Frank Stefano coming in from the wide side position.
2nd and 5 from the 32. And again, Blake Leonard in at QB, I believe. I don't know anymore. Hands off again. Cates, nowhere to go. And immediately eaten and swallowed up.
Yeah, that's David Cates.
As in on the stop on that one was Jackie Cargill. Cargill giving him a nice little light tap on the head, saying, nice try. We got you.
Nice try. And so there are 2 players on the Rochester team who wear jersey number 9. Now, if you watch college football, you're used to that. Usually 2 players with the same number. Except in college football, 1 player's on offense and 1 player's on defense. In this case, actually, not only are the 2 number 9s both on the offensive unit, they're actually both quarterbacks.
Because they didn't have a difficult enough time already. Here we go on the near hash mark. Blake Leonard. Hands off. Nowhere to go. Close to the first down marker, though. Now the extra push. The extra push still on his feet. Still going. And then down towards the 18 before being pushed out of bounds. Boy, they had him eaten up. And he just absolutely manhandled his way and kept going for a first down.
Yeah, and he had at least 2 or 3 tornadoes on him at any one point and just escaped them all somehow. That's just sheer strength, and we're going to see it again on Tommy TV. Out to the right side, look at that. You got the 1 player, and then 2, and then 3, and as many as 5 players. Got a little bit of help from his teammates. Yeah, then 1 bound, 2, My goodness, how about that? Frustrating if you're Taylorville, though.
What a run, what a run. So 56-7 lead for the Rockets here and 140 left in this third quarter. Leonard on the near side. Hands off again. Right side for Caden Kavanaugh, the sophomore 5'9", 145-pound running back. Kavanaugh gets another big run there, and he'll bring up a 2nd and 5 from the 15.
Rochester sticking with the right side, but changing up personnel with the lead as big as it is.
So on 2nd and 15 with 69 seconds left here in the third quarter. Again, see what they want to do here close to the, or in the red zone. First time they've been in the red zone here in this third quarter. See if they're able to score here before time runs out here in the third. They're, again, taking their time, though. And I don't blame them necessarily. Could have easily put up 100 on this Taylorville team. Nowhere to go, and they'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Actually lost a yard on the play. Bring up a 3rd and 6.
They don't have to snap it at this point as the third quarter nears its expiration, but Rochester, they're able to keep up these gains of yards, well, except on maybe a play like that.
And they heard you, Reed. They're going to go, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, fourth quarter action. Rochester leads this one 56-7. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Football. As we get to the fourth quarter here in a 56-7 Rochester lead. Rochester led this one 42-7 at the end of the first quarter. And on a couple touchdowns since then, but for the most part, Taylorville, well, part of it, Rochester taking their foot off the gas, but Taylorville kept them in check here in this third quarter with running clock. It's a little bit easier to do. As we wrap up what has been a decent football season for Jeb Odom and this Taylorville Tornado football team. Ball in the far hash mark, hand off left side, punching forward, still on his feet, and then finally gets taken down. And it'll bring up a first down.
You say decent season. I mean, one of the things that really stands out to me is the amount of growth that this team has taken on. I'm sure we'll talk more about that as the rest of the game goes on. But it's been tremendous, and we've seen it in a lot of ways throughout the season. So, and I think they've got something to be proud of.
And you just got to wonder if Isaac, not that they would have won this game, but you just got to wonder if Isaac Repster stays healthy. You can do the what ifs, but man, Cameron Smith came in and absolutely played his heart out. What a finish to the season for Cameron. It's not easy coming in to take over as the starting quarterback after, dealing with injuries and stuff like that. The table was able to do that with Cameron coming in. So delay of game is called on Rochester. They'll back up 5 yards and start again.
Yeah, and I've given Cameron Smith a lot of credit since he's come on. I mean, no notice whatsoever, and that really changes what the season looks like for you. And so he's certainly done his part, has some room to grow as well.
All right, so now after they'll be 2nd and 15 from the 15. Ball on the far hash mark. Just trying to see, there's a I love this press box, but there's some big gaps where I can't see the field at all. Ball is snapped, another handoff coming on the near side on the sweep. Tries to cut a corner and gets absolutely run into. Good defense from Taylorville right there. As in on the stop was Taylorville's number 6, Maddox Owens.
It reminds me a little bit of Taylorville's softball field, where you and I get a view right down the first base line. I know it's a bit difficult to see actually down the third base line. I remember I had to do the spotting for you.
You can't see down the third base line at all, and it's a great press box, but whew. So, ball near hash mark around the 18-yard line. Second and goal from the 18, actually. Handoff, Cates left side. And again, Taylorville trying to pull him down. Finally, were able to. And gain of about 2 on the play. They'll bring up a 3rd and 15.
A long way for Rochester to go if they're to, well, I guess it's not first down because it's 3rd and goal. But yeah, they've been a little frustrated at times, and of course got the unsportsmanlike conduct call. I think that's what it was that gave them the first down actually earlier in the drive. Disappointing if you're Taylorville.
Yeah, they've had a couple of favorable calls, but let's not sugarcoat this. It's been all Rochester all night long as they lead this one 56-7. Rochester using up the entire game clock, as well they should. Barely got it off in time. Did not look like he did, but they're going to let the play run anyway. And nowhere to go as Case gets pulled down late out of bounds by Owen Mateer.
They got 3 players on him that time. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, and even a 4th coming in later. Yeah, and David Cates did well to stay on his feet, just didn't get any forward progress.
Well, these guys just don't go down easily. That's the reason why they're 8-1, one of the best teams in the state. And now a false start called. And the Rockets will back up again.
They had lined up to go for it. I don't know if they'll do that still, but we'll see. It's a long 4th down. Be 4th and, well, again, 4th and goal, but I got rolled again, 21 yards away.
I don't think they're too worried about it, Reed.
No, I didn't think so. I'm just saying.
So 4th and 21 from the 21. All in your hash mark. Leonard sets up. Hands off. Left side. Nowhere to go. There'll be a turnover on downs, and Taylorville will take over.
One final chance to see the offense. Well, there could be more time later, but we'll see who they bring out, what kinds of things they do as the seconds tick away on Taylorville's season, a season that, as we talked about, has seen a lot of growth.
Well, I'll give a big shout out to our seniors this year and all the work that they've done. Landon Bowser, along with Owen Mateer, Dawson Jenkins, Gabe Machad, Spencer Brown, Ben Pisoni, Cash Dye, Landon Patterson, Christian White. Also, Jackie Cargill, Ethan Smith, Stephen Coy, Cage Schimmelfenning, along with Dontrell Franks, Ace Boblet, and Malik Pierce, who are all graduating at the end of this year. Now Taylor looks to go, and trouble in the backfield, nowhere to go, and swallowed up. And a big sack will bring up 2nd and 15.
Yeah, we're seeing some of those seniors out there right now as they look to finish out their time at Taylorville strong. And those are a lot of big pieces in all the different parts of the offense, and, of course, plenty of defensive players, too. So a lot of shoes to fill.
All right, Reed, take over these last 5 minutes.
All right, well, 2nd down and 14 on the 15-yard line. one wide receiver each side, snap, handoff, left side, or right side rather, and that's Spencer Brown getting some good yards as he barrels his way to the 34-yard line and gets a first down right over, again, on the 34-yard line, right hash.
Spencer Brown finding some space over the near side, and he's able to find a hole, punch his way through, and quickly make work of the secondary as he got into the backfield.
Brown, another one of those seniors that you, Leroy, mentioned. He's, of course, a big part of the running game, that three-headed monster. Owen Mateer, another senior, and yeah, we've also talked about Dawson Jenkins. That's also a senior, so that's the entire backfield. Yeah, that's going to have to be changed up come next season. So I'll be curious to see what happens. First and 10 on the 30, they're going to say the 32-yard line, right hash, shotgun and handoff right side to Owen Mateer, and he gets stopped behind the line in a manner similar to what we've seen in the early goings of this game. Working to figure out who might have gotten the stop there. I think that was, at least in parts, number... Is that 50? No, I think that's 66, Owen Sheridan.
Well, Cameron Smith leaned the wrong way, was trying to hand the ball off, and it went the opposite direction. By the time he was able to get it in there and pull it over to the right side, it was way too late, and Mateer had nowhere to go after the handoff from Cameron Smith, and Smith was a little bit slow to get up after the big takedown from Rochester's Clay Matthews. No, not the same Clay Matthews as played for the Green Bay Packers, but he might as well be.
Yeah, 2nd and 12, about between the hashes. Two wide receivers on the left, one on the right, one in the backfield. Takes the snap, looks to the right, throws deep, looking for Malik Pierce, and that was actually a bit to the left of Pierce. It looked like Pierce had resigned himself to not making that catch as it was well off target, incomplete, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, Pierce was well guarded by Jordan Mitz, defensive back, 5'8", 145-pound freshman, and that would have been quite the matchup, but Cameron just couldn't place the ball on the near side. It's going to fall incomplete, about 5 feet in front of Malik.
And remember, we've got running clock, 3:22 left in the game, and it is 56-7 in favor of Rochester as they look set to advance to the next round, and they'll face off against, we expect, Mount Zion. Here we go,
but
3rd down and 12, but we'll see what happens.
Waterloo's in there as well. They beat Taylorville a couple years ago.
That's right. Smith under center. He takes a snap, rolls out to his left, and takes the throw, and it's caught there by what appears to be Ben Pisoni as he's forced out of bounds for a first down right at about the 43-yard line. And he gets across to the line to gain. And that's a good play there by the Tornadoes. Good throw by Cameron Smith.
Great little slant route, found some space on the left-hand side, and it was just the escape route there for Cameron Smith. Was able to grab it, spin his way forward, and then just got ragdolled out of bounds around the first down marker close to the 45.
Yeah, and those Rochester defenders, I mean, they've been really aggressive in bringing players down. Taylorville is not matched up against it. 1st and 10, snap on the left hash at the 43-yard line. Two wide receivers to the right, one to the left, one in the backfield. Smith takes the snap, shotgun, and hands off to the right side. And there, getting the handoff is number 82, Noah Nash, as he gets a touch. That might be the first time we've mentioned him all season, but he's dragged down about 2 yards behind.
Second time. We've talked about Noah before, but he played a couple minutes in that Civic Memorial game, but not able to find any room as there was some penetration in the backfield from Rochester, able to get through there, and that front line just not able to hold against that defensive line. Got into the backfield, and the first real loss we've seen on this drive for Taylorville.
1:46 left in the game, and Taylorville down by a lot as their season is about to come to an end. It is 2nd down and 12 from the 41-yard line, right hash. Two wide receivers on the wide side, one on the short side, one in the backfield. Smith in the gun. Takes the snap, hands off, right side. And that is, I don't know who that was as he got wrapped up pretty quickly, but was able to gain about 4 yards on the play. And I think in the end that was Noah Nash once again for a gain of about 4 yards. Or actually make that, I guess that would be 6 yards. In fact, if it was 2nd down and 12, now it's 3rd down and 6 as we approach the final minute of the game.
Yeah, it's just a punchy result as he came running through on the near side, was trying to find some holes, and eventually, just one of those things where you just drag until you can't drag anymore, and got pulled down. They'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
A crazy train, which is what's playing right now, is what Rochester's offense has been all game. 3rd down and 6. Shotgun snap, handoff to That is, again, Noah Nash as he tries to wrestle his way to the first down line. He's going to end up a yard short in the Rochester 48-yard line as a lot of Rockets take him down a yard short.
No, Rochester will await the winner of the Waterloo Mount Zion game as they will move on to the next round. But tough result here for Taylorville, who just could not get anything going and ran to an absolute buzzsaw when it came to the Rockets.
That's right, and that could actually be the last play of the game as the play clock outnumbers the game clock, and that does appear to be the case as the offense does not look like they're lining up for another play, and that should just about do it. What a win by Rochester. It was the big first quarter that made the difference. 42 points to 7 is how much they led after that quarter, and then a pair of touchdowns in the second quarter. No points from either side in the third or fourth quarters. Not too surprising considering that the running clock was used in the second half. But Rochester gets the win. I mean, they really dominated Leroy on all sides of the ball. Offense, defense, special teams, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like was the onside kick for when you're up by 21 points. Otherwise than that, a fantastic game from Rochester, who really came out and just dominated the entire way. All right, thank you, Reed, for that last 5 minutes. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciated it too.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll break down the action, talk a little bit about this team and the season, and we'll finish things up here. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Back in 1 minute. Rochester beating Mount Zion 28-24 earlier this year. And we're going to sit down for a couple interviews here in just a few moments as we send it over to Hannah, who we got down there, as we get ready to go here for this. But a 56-7 win for Rochester. We'll send it down there right now if they're ready. All right, Olivia, we'll send it down to Olivia for her interview right here on Tommy TV and listening on WTIM Radio.
Hello, I'm Licking Coffee with Tommy TV. That wraps up tonight's face-off with your Taylorville Tornadoes against the Rochester Rockets. The final score is 56-7, with Rochester taking the win. That wraps up Taylorville's 25-26 football season. They fought hard, but sadly their season ends here. Thank you to all the fans in the stands and all the fans at home. Signing out, Lincoln Coffee, live on Tommy TV.
Welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Football. Leroy Clamola here alongside Root Cami. 56-7 is our final. Rochester jumping out to a quick lead here in this one. Taylor tried fighting their way back, but it was just going to be too little, too late, as Rochester really just dominated in all facets of the game. Offense, defense, special teams especially. And that really was the story here in this one, Reed, Cami. The special teams from Rochester really was the difference maker here in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you had the punt return. I think you had a kickoff return. Did you have one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, a kickoff return.
99 yards.
99 yards. Some other good kickoff returns. You had the charge down punt as well. And I feel like I'm missing something else, right? So the special teams, a big part of it. We had a feeling that it would be would be something that Rochester could excel in, and indeed they did. And then, on offense and on defense, they just made those plays. They made those tackles. They prevented Taylorville from doing the same to them. So just a comprehensive win that Rochester was able to achieve tonight.
All right, let's announce I want to thank our sponsors, TCCU, Senior Citizens of Christian County, and of course, Skewers Coffee, McDonald's, I'm loving it, and our Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game, who is Cameron Smith. Cameron came in and had a tough challenge ahead of him today. He is our Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game, putting in a heck of a game, again, coming in relief later in the season for Isaac Repsher, who got hurt, and Cameron came through and really was a big facet in the gameplay today and really tried to do his best to get his team some points, but stayed clean, didn't throw any interceptions, really handled things well as far as being able to do what he needed to do. I want to thank a lot of the people that are behind the scenes. We don't get those opportunities very often. Tommy TV, they've made the trip out here. They've gone out to several road games. I'm not going to be able to get to everyone here, but here are some of the names as far as the work that they've done, including Braylon Campbell, Ben Wamsley, Toby Winans, Alexis Henry, Joyce Felton, Braden McClure, Hannah for her production behind the scenes has done a fantastic job as well, and a big shout out to Neil, Adam, and all the guys behind the scenes who have made this broadcast a great success. It has been an absolute pleasure working with you guys all year long and looking forward to a great successful basketball season. Thank you guys. You guys rock. You guys are the all-stars. We appreciate every single one of you for the hard work that you guys do, game in and game out. And while you're not seen, we make sure that you're seen, all right? So thank you so much. Again, our final score here in this one, Rochester picks up a 56-7 win over Taylorville. On behalf of Reed Cam, my name is Leroy Clamola. If I don't see you, have a fantastic rest of your evening and a very happy Halloween.
You're watching Tommy TV.